if you haven't yet thought about how valuable a property manager can be to you as a real estate agent, then you're really missing out on not just one opportunity, but potentially two opportunities that today we're going to go deep on helping you to understand exactly not just why this is a great opportunity, but how to actually pursue this opportunity. Stay with us, folks. It's going to be a great episode. So the big question is this: how do those of us in the real estate industry with crazy amounts of ambition, how do we think bigger than the building of our own empires? How do we simultaneously seek success and significance, income and impact? My name is Justin Stoddard, and this is the Think Bigger Real Estate Show. All right, guys, welcome back to the Think Bigger Real Estate Show. Excited to be with you again today. Have a friend of mine. He's out of the Tucson, Arizona market. He's a managing broker for an office out of Tucson, and he also has a property management company. And today we're going to be talking about kind of what he can teach us about how real estate agents and property managers can work really well together. But before we go there, actually, first and foremost, welcome to the Think Bigger Real Estate Show, Steve. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, you bet. All right. So let's start off by talking about what we're seeing in the marketplace, right? I think anybody that's in real estate recognizes this year is very different than last year. In fact, this end of the year is even very different than the beginning of the year. And I know in my market, in many of the markets where I serve around the country, people have experienced, because of an quick increase in interest rates, buyers don't have the same buying power that they used to. Therefore, they aren't able to or are hesitant to offer what oftentimes sellers are asking for their homes, which is causing this true shift. You've got buyers and sellers that are kind of not yet coming together. You're seeing that, I'm sure, Steve. What does it look like in the Tucson market, in the overall Arizona market, as far as how that's impacting real estate agents?
Yeah, it's fascinating because over the real estate down in Tucson for over 20 years, the rate of change over the 2 months is faster than I ever remember. You could kind of see the writing on the wall, but any different than the right now sellers are looking in the rear, looking through the windshield, and together create some, and with all this opportunity, and that's, I guess, that's why we're
yeah. So I think you said it well, Steve. Right? Sellers are looking out the rear view mirror, and buyers are looking out the front, and that puts them in kind of two very different places. I like to use this metaphor, this analogy, where you have, if you've ever been on an airplane and the pilot comes on and says, "Hey, looks like we're coming into some turbulence. Everybody, please return to your seats. Buckle up." Right? Everybody has a chance to kind of like get ready for it. And people like you that have been in business for a long time, Steve, could see the writing on the wall. Boy, we accelerated really quickly, right? Way overheated too fast. There's a correction coming, right? You could see it coming. Whereas many didn't necessarily know to go back to their seats and put their seatbelts on, right? They just all of a sudden, in fact, I would say this market's different in the sense that because interest rates went up so quickly, that it's kind of like all of a sudden the plane drops 30 feet and everybody's head hits the ceiling. And it's like, oh my goodness, what just happened? And there was no time to return to the seats. There was no time to buckle up. It was just like, oh man, it's like the plane's in chaos a little bit, right? And people are now kind of getting back to their seats. They're buckling up. They're a little bit scared, a little bit worried, knowing that the plane is not going down, right? But at the same time, there is this kind of sore top of our head of like, wow, what just happened right there? And so I think to your point that you haven't seen a real estate market change so quickly. I think many agents are feeling that right now. And so again, why we're talking today, right, is to how can we find motivated buyers and sellers? How do we find people that maybe don't have the luxury of waiting until next year, right? That they have to move, they have to sell. That's really why I wanted to bring you on with your expertise in property management to say, is it a good idea, right? Is it a good idea for a real estate agent to have a relationship with a traditional property manager, and what benefits can come from that. So I know before you really created your unique model where you can kind of become one and the same. Prior to that, though, you saw value in those two professionals networking and having a close relationship. Is that accurate? Is that safe to say?
We didn't get into property management. I didn't be manager. It was to create, and that's really what we leverage our property management division. Get in front of people. Tucson's it's market. People move to Tucson to in large part. We're also a university community there, and they don't know where to for a while. All right, there's an opportunity. One of them,
yeah.
Find them housing at the right time with a lender.
Yeah.
There's another dynamic that we've looked at to interest rates. So it's key indicators, housing affordability. What was happening in Tucson across the country, it was interest rates were going up, but rent. So in the Tucson market, to the national situation, rates were going like 27% year over year. That puts a lot of strain on people's pocket around is, okay, rent rates are going up, interest rates rising, it's full. So just to kind of take you to where we are in Tucson, certainly, people are just kind of hunkered down holidays. They just are got to happen. And again, for us, that's an opportunity. Work on developing those relationships. And we work with partner with agents to do relationship building.
Yeah, I love it. I think I've and I think we're having a little bit of audio problems, so we'll probably have to cut this a little bit short, Steve. I apologize. I think it's the iPad that you're on. No worries though. We'll circle back. But here's some points that I caught that I just want to emphasize for those that are listening, is that yes, the housing market is in a little bit of a shift, right? But you're seeing that rent prices are going up. Is that what I understood? Is that and if a real estate agent could maybe not benefit on as many transactions, buying, selling, but if they could find a way to benefit from the increased rental market and actually partner with, with property managers on that side, and actually learn a way for them to earn, right? Like not just refer out because they're a good neighbor, because they're a good networking partner, but because it's actually financially good for them, then that could be a real opportunity. So let's go ahead and transition to that really quickly, and I'll try and interpret anything that sounds a little fuzzy or broken on my end. I'll do my best to kind of restate it for the audience, just in case they're catching some of the glitches. So let's talk a little bit about your model, Steve, which is, in fact, let me stop here for just a second, fill in some of the gaps for those that are saying, okay, great, I find a property manager, a traditional property manager. How do I get them to send me business? And at a very simple level, keep in mind that as part of my private coaching, we walk you through exactly the scripting to say to create those partnerships. But if I could share with you an overriding principle, all too often when somebody recognizes that somebody can be a good referral partner, they come in with their hand out to try and get something. In fact, one thing that's commonly said in the industry is, oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. And that's a great comment. It works awesome for your friends and for your past clients. But when it's a new professional partner, that line doesn't work very well. It doesn't work very well at all. And so what I would encourage you to do is, rather than coming to say, hey, don't forget about me, I want your referrals, is to come in and step in as a peer, step in almost as a business consultant, looking at that property manager to say, how can I add value to your business? How can I really help get you more business, help streamline your processes? Like when you legitimately take an interest in someone else's business, to try and really add value to them, it's amazing how much that reciprocates. It's amazing how much further you can get than by coming in to get. So just again, kind of finishing off that particular topic is that if you're interested in partnering with a traditional property manager, just sit down with them and ask great questions and figure out how you can add value to their practice, find out what their pain points are and deliver value to those pain points and make their job in life easier. And if you can just live by that principle, it's amazing how far you'll go. So I'll kind of put a punctuation point, but behind that section of our show today. And Steve, I'd love to have you just talk quickly about this concept that you were sharing with me, which is rather than being just a referral partner to a property manager, you've actually developed a way that agents can become, in short, a property manager without having to do some of the stuff that people don't like, right? The money side of it and the tenant side of it. Talk to me a little bit more about that, what that looks like.
So I want to kind of preface this a little bit. We're part of Realty, and to help other agents in the brokerage offer them. So if Justin, if you were a homeowner to us, that this isn't the best time to sell, what are some of the offers that I want? So we can say, we can market it for both for sale and put a tenant in that property. Well, income that we as property with the agent that brought, and we also cultivate the relationship with that. A couple programs that we have. One, the tenant can opt out of that, their benefit, so they can continue to work, brought that property to us to go find them looking for that opportunity. So there's the big relationship, but also creating, and all they do is really have to refer that person to us.
So if I understand correctly, Steve, for those that might have missed because of some of the audio glitches, is that as a real estate agent, when you're meeting with people, you typically say, can I sell your home? And if not, I don't have any other way to help you, right? And what you're saying is that you've given people, agents, the ability to say, you can't sell your home? Great, we have another option for you. We're going to refer you to a property management company so that you can keep the property, rent it out, and you, the agent, are simply almost, it's kind of like a referral arrangement to some degree, right? Where you're simply referring property owners to a property management company. It's just one more arrow in your quiver, right? It's just one more opportunity to serve people and help people. Absolutely. On which you get compensated, right? In the past, it used to be that you just referred it and hopefully the referral will come back the other way. But what you're saying is now is that we'll actually compensate you for that. We'll help, if you'll help us to add these tenants, there will be some recompense for that. I love it. I love it. Super interesting model. Steve, I want to just, if you'll, in fact, in the show notes, I'll put how agents can get in contact with you, how they can learn more about this. Because I think in this market, those agents that are the most innovative on how to move forward will win, right? We saw in 2008 that agents that went through that looking for the best opportunities rather than doom and gloom, things aren't like they were last year, but they said, okay, but what are the opportunities this year? When agents can really get their head around that and be looking for the opportunities coming out the other side of this, when the herd has been thinned and those that couldn't be innovative and weren't willing to be innovative are gone, you're going to have amazing opportunity to grow market share, which is super exciting. And I think that's a way for agents to get from A to B in a unique way. So I love what you're sharing here. Let me just ask one more question here, Steve. You're a big thinker. You're a guy who's doing some really cool things. You're managing a large group of real estate agents. You're also now managing a property management company that can serve people around the country. Give us one tip, one thing that you do to continue to grow yourself, to continue to be a big thinker. What is that like?
Well, I might give you an answer that you wouldn't know. Being 65 years old, soon to be, kind of looking around. It's like, man, sorry for new agents getting into the business because the rate of change is significant. So there's a certain part of what we're doing as a business. A lot of agents should maybe even consider, but certainly this demographic, and that being baby boomers, oftentimes we're in properties that have a mortgage, if we have a mortgage at all. That move up market or move is, it's not as big, because who's got to give up a 3% mortgage to go to a 6%? So I got to stay in place. I'm working on that I have a lot of passion for you. It has sell and stay or agent in place, but it's working older people that are looking at stay in my home, with the upkeep, and give them an option for a reverse mortgage of their house. And we can put a property management, owner occupant property. It's relationship building. Those people offering them something of value, door open for anything that could be. We can bring an investor client in, buy the property, keep those owners that are in the property as a tenant for as long as. So think big. Yeah, it's 65 million head count. That's pretty
interesting. Really, I want to recap what you said there, because I think it's interesting. Yeah, when you look at the demographics, right, there's a group of people, as you described, that are not right. They're retiring, right? They're baby boomers, and they're looking for creative options to be able to age in their home, right? And you have some really interesting ways about doing that. If I understood correctly, you can you can either purchase the home from them and have them in as tenants, and or connect them to a reverse mortgage, right? Which, for those of you that haven't really explored reverse mortgage for purchase, it's amazing how much more buying power seniors can have through that amazing tool that they wouldn't have otherwise. So yeah, coupling up a couple of these ideas can really cause you to not just think bigger, but be able to achieve bigger by implementing some of these things. So appreciate it, Steve. I look forward to continued conversations. Hope everybody here that's been thinking about how might I either get really benefit from property managers, or B, potentially even become one, right, to some degree, which you guys have done something really cool, which is you've given people the ability to take on the good side of property management without all the tricky side of it, right, all the money side, all the tenant side. So I think there's a lot of people that are really interested in doing that. So a couple comments here that have come up. Appreciate Teresa for sharing this. She's got some good stuff here on LinkedIn. Thanks for tuning in here. And Ethan Sackfield, appreciate your comment about reverse mortgages. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Great stuff. So appreciate everybody tuning in here today. And my final request of everybody are these 3 simple words. And they are: go think bigger. And appreciate it very much, Steve. We appreciate you coming on, helping us to think bigger, think differently about how we can approach this really unique and, I would say, opportunity field real estate market. Appreciate it, my friend.
Well, sorry about the.
Be honest, hearing good ideas is not enough. You have to apply them in order to get the results desired. If you found value in today's episode, then you're really going to love the community of big thinkers and high achievers that we are building in order to help you to apply the principles taught today. If you're not yet a member of Think Bigger Real Estate on Facebook, go sign up now.